What's Crack-A-Lackin? Welcome in to My Mind is a Weapon Fantasy Football Show.
What's Crack-A-Lackin? Welcome into another episode of My Mind is a Weapon Fantasy Football Podcast. I am your host, Sleaze. The fantasy football playoffs are here. Today's episode, we're going to dive into every single matchup for the quarterbacks. We're going to break down all the defense, points against, yards allowed, game script, weather conditions, which are going to play a huge factor here because we're in the wintertime. Injuries that have possibly happened. This is going to be every single quarterback. I'm going to put start for green. Yellow will go high end play, super flex play or not. And red is sit. And before we dive into it, guys, I apologize for coughing. I have pneumonia, scar tissue on the lungs. It has been absolutely brutal this week. My sleep schedule's shot. I'm coughing all night. I'm on so many drugs. I got cough drops galore. Trying to get through it, but I will grind through it, guys. So if I'm coughing and stuff, I'm just trying to get you guys the content, and I'm dying. So before we dive into it, guys, as always, make sure you tap that thumbs up, hit that subscription, turn that bell on. It helps me out a ton. Can't thank you guys enough for all the support. And again, we are in the fantasy football playoffs. Any questions you guys have, doesn't matter what it is. The goal for these next 3 weeks for me is to answer all of them. So it doesn't have to pertain to quarterbacks, whatever it is, fire them away. It's time to get you guys to that championship. Now, if you guys haven't checked out the sponsor, drafters.com, or the premium Discord, the Guys FF, both those are linked down below. We talk football 24/7 with big draft energy under there. Now, let's dive into every single matchup for quarterbacks you should be starting or sitting in week 15 for the fantasy football playoffs. So if you guys are new to the channel, this is my quarterback board. Green will be a start. Yellow will be flex play, super flex, high, low. I will break that down as well so we cover every single aspect of fantasy football. Red will obviously be a sit, away team at the top, home team at the bottom, and we are going to kick it off with Thursday night football. The Atlanta Falcons heading into the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, 4-9 Falcons, 7-6 Bucks. Over under is 44.5. My God. And when we're looking at this matchup here, so Drake London ruled out for the Atlanta Falcons, going to be Darnell Mooney pretty much out there by himself with Stills, which is going to be rough. But the matchup is actually the best matchup on the week, which is why Kirk Cousins is going to be a super flex play for me at best. I'm not starting him in redraft with any confidence at all. So 26.63 points per game to the quarterback. The Bucs have given up over the past 4 weeks, and we are going to look at the past 4 weeks only. We could do the entire season, but a lot of things change between then with injuries, coaches, schemes, a lot of stuff. So we're staying relevant with 4 weeks. They've allowed 1,035 pass yards, which is bottom 5, 8 touchdowns, which is tied for second worst. So the matchup is there. It's just that Kirk Cousins hasn't been great. So super flex play at best for Kirk Cousins. Baker, Brown, Mayfield is going to get the Atlanta Falcons, and everyone, the reinforcements are here. Mike Evans was just activated off IR. Jalen McMillan was activated off IR. Chris Godwin is back. Bucky Irving is back. Emeka Egbuka's out there. K. Dotton may be doubtful for this game, but when has K. Dotton really been relevant? That guy's been running wind sprints regardless. So Baker Mayfield's about to win fantasy football championships down the stretch here. I've been telling you to trade for him all year long for this moment right here. Now, the Atlanta Falcons, they rank 28th. They've been terrible versus the quarterback, 21 points a game. 1,112 yards, the worst in the NFL in yards allowed over a 4-game span here. 8 passing touchdowns, tied for second last as well with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Baker Mayfield is going to explode in this game. He is a must-start quarterback. The 3-10 Browns, led by Shadur Primetime 2.0 Sanders, are headed into the 9-4 Chicago Bears, coming off that loss to the Green Bay Packers. And man, they went from the 1 seed to the 7th seed with that loss to NFC, which is wild. Now, this game has a 40.5 over-under. Chicago's favored by 7.5. The weather right now is showing 4 degrees on the field, wind chills of negative 20-degree game. That is screaming ground game to me. Although both these quarterbacks know how to play in the cold. Obviously, being from Cleveland and Chicago, they have this down. And Shadur Sanders played great in the snow last week versus the Tennessee Titans. And what I tell you guys, man, all that hate on Shadur Sanders, everyone talking, nonsense. Shadur's not the guy. He has that it factor, dude. I know it was the Titans, but there's other teams that have played the Titans that haven't put up that good of numbers like he did. So you got to keep that in mind too. Now, the connection with Jerry Jeudy is growing. The connection with Harold Fannin looks amazing, and Njoku may miss this game. So Shadur Sanders is not just a super flex play for me. He is going to be one of my redraft top sleeper plays of the week. And if you need to throw him in there, he could possibly pop, man. He's one of those quarterbacks that just gets rolling, and we might see the Shadur show here again this week. Caleb Williams' side. Oh my bad. I forgot to tell you. The Chicago Bears versus the quarterback. My bad. They rank 12th. They give up 12.3, 785 passing yards and 7 touchdowns over that span. Tied for third worst in touchdowns. So the opportunity is going to be there in a beat-up defense as well. And they got Jalen Johnson back, but they didn't get Kyle Gordon back. So they're still hurting in the secondary. Now, the Chicago Bears side, Cleveland Browns. Their defense is very good versus the pass. They've been getting hemorrhaged by the run, and Ben Johnson has developed this new 12-13 3-tight end personnel where they're putting Manunjai and Swift into 30-plus carries a game. And when I'm looking at a negative 20-degree freezing game, Caleb Williams is a flex play for me. Like low end, I'd say mid-tier QB2 is about what I call the yellow flex by itself. It's going to be more of a run game in my situation here. So, yeah, DJ Moore had a bad game last week. He missed him in the end zone for the game-tying touchdown. Luther Burden, no Romo Dunze, Colston Loveland kind of emerging here. I'm going to say that Caleb Williams I got him around QB 16, 17 this week. So, and I have Shadur Sanders right at 19. So both them are mid-tier QB2s. If you need to play them this week, I don't love it. Oh my Lanta, the 6-7 Baltimore Ravens led by Lamar Jackson. Talk about superstar power in this game. Are headed into the 4-9 Cincinnati Bengals, whose playoff dreams are statistically not over, but I think they're pretty much over, and Joe Burrow. The over-under 52.5, second highest implied point total game of the week. Baltimore favored by 2.5 on the road here. Now, Lamar Jackson, and there's a lot of panic going around for Lamar Jackson. It's well-deserved for the past 3 games. He had 7 points. At least he got 20 points last week. But you also got to look at that. Zay Flowers had a touchdown called back. Isaiah Likely reached over the goal line, got the ball popped out. Isaiah Likely also had 3 feet down, and they called the touchdown out. I'm not that worried as Lamar Jackson as other people are. I'm definitely starting this guy versus the Cincinnati Bengals defense. The Cincinnati Bengals versus the quarterback, they rank 26th. They give up 19.7 points per game, 1,034 passing yards, which is bottom 6 over the past 4 weeks. 6 passing touchdowns, 134 on the ground as well, which is the worst in the NFL over that span. And Lamar Jackson has the wheels. And the Bengals struggle so heavily versus the tight end with Isaiah Likely emerging with Flowers and Mark Andrews. You got to love Lamar Jackson this week, and people are going to not love him. I absolutely love Lamar this week. Now, the Joe Burrow side. We don't know if T. Higgins is going to be out there. He practiced today. He was in concussion protocol. So we got to wait for those updates. But still, you're starting Joe Burrow regardless with Jamar Chase. And you've seen a little Mike Gesicki connection kick in as well. The Baltimore Ravens defense versus the quarterback right in the middle of the pack, ranked 17th, giving up 15 or 14.5 points a game. 882 through the air and 4 passing touchdowns. Don't care. It's Joe Burrow. This guy is a matchup-proof guy. I never worry about Joe Burrow or Lamar Jackson. You're starting both these superstars in your playoffs this week. The AFC West big battle that could conclude the Kansas City Chiefs season in Week 15, which is crazy to me, between the 9-4 Chargers and 6-7 Chiefs. The over-under is only 41.5 in this game. It's going to be a 20-degree game, also freezing in Arrowhead. Kansas City's favored by 4.5 in this game. Now, God, man, this is super fun pneumonia, guys. I'm going to tell you that for free. When you look at the Chiefs, they've been a little worse versus the quarterback. They ranked 21st, giving up 15.6, 999 passing yards and 5 TDs. But what we saw from Justin Herbert, which is why I don't have him as a start, even though I like the matchup, you got to love the weapons he has around him with McConkey, Quentin, Keenan Allen, Gadsden, even Trey Harris getting some looks here and there with Hampton back as well. He just doesn't look right. He didn't look right against the Eagles. The passing game didn't look right. He had surgery on his hand and played like a warrior. You got to give him that. So in the game, I'm going with him as QB2 territory start, definitely a super flex start. So if you have him there, but I just don't love him for a big game here in this Kansas City Chiefs game. And then when I look over at Patrick Mahomes, it's the same kind of thing here. The Chiefs offense hasn't been the same with their offensive line beat up. The Chargers are going to get after him. This will be an ice cold game. Their run game is irrelevant. Rashee Rice got shut down last game. He got rocked in that game too as well. Xavier Worthy's been pretty much nothing all year long. Hollywood Brown, Travis Kelce, they got the weapons. I just don't trust it as a start, full competitive start this week. I think it's going to be more of an AFC West grunge battle game. Definitely a super flex QB2 play for Patrick Mahomes. And when you look at the Chargers, they're number 3 versus the quarterback. 9 points a game, 558 passing yards and 3 TDs. And they've had 6 interceptions over the past 4 games. Going to be really, really rough here for both these quarterbacks in this game. So I'm going low end super flex play. It's flex play at best, super flex start for sure. I just don't like him in a redraft that much. The game of the week, baby. The Snow Bowl, 9-4 Buffalo Bills coming off that monster win. Fourth quarter Josh Allen performance of a lifetime out there. You're going up with the 11-2 Patriots at Foxborough. Snow game on deck, 50.5 over under. Buffalo favored by 1.5. Showing you how much they believe in the Patriots at 11-2 right there. To be at home and not favored is wild to me when you're that many wins. But here we are. Now, when you look at this game, you're never sitting Josh Allen in any snow game for the rest of life, period. This guy puts up 40 points a game. He can run through it like an animal, like you saw a 50-yard touchdown last week. So when I'm looking at the Patriots defense here versus the quarterback, they rank middle of the pack, giving up 14.4. I'm throwing all this out the window because it's Josh Allen. 452 passing yards and 3 touchdowns over that span. Do not care. This is Josh Allen time. He thrives in the cold. He can cut through the wind. He can run through the snow. This guy's just a machine, right? Now, here's the interesting thing, and I've gotten more questions about Drake May this week than ever, right? I do have Drake May as my quarterback 6, okay? I don't know why this is like this. Messed up. As my quarterback 6 on the week. I'm also a little afraid of this game here because last time, look at Drake May's season, right? And he's had a phenomenal season. The breakout MVP, caliber type season is here. What was his worst game of the year this year? Against the Buffalo Bills. He only put up 12 points in that game. 273 passing, no touchdowns, 12 rushing yards. Wasn't a great game. Now we're going to put that game in snow. Yeah, that game was at Buffalo. You could say now they're at home. Maybe that changes things, and maybe they've gotten better since, I believe it was like week 6 or week 5. But I'm definitely starting Drake May. I'm just tempering my expectations a little bit here because I think it's just going to be a different type game for Drake May. I think it's going to be more Travion Henderson, Ramondre Stevenson, James Cook, Josh Allen rushing than it is the pass game. And again, we do have to wait for the weather on this as well. But when you look at the Bills versus the quarterback, they rank 15th, giving up 13.8 points a game, 727 passing yards and 4 TDs over 4 games. So they've been better. So it's going to be a tougher matchup. I'm not sitting Drake May. He's a high-end, low-end QB1 for me. Just not the typical, must-start Drake May week for me this week. The most interesting 3-10 Washington Commanders, 2-11 New York Giants with the number 1 pick in the NFL draft game for fantasy football for me. I hit the wrong one there. And it's going to be interesting. So JD5 was ruled out in this game. And you got to think JD5's out. Malik Neighbors is out. Cam Scatabo is out. Zach Ertz is out. And they still have the spread at 47.5. That shows you that both these defenses have been absolutely terrible. So Marcus Mariota is my sleeper play of the week at quarterback, by the way. JJ McCarthy will be behind him. We'll get to that when we get there. And if you look at Marcus Mariota last week, he got thrown into it against the Vikings late in the game. He had an ugly game. I get that. But Marcus Mariota has also had 4 20-plus point games this year. He's got the rushing upside. You've got Terry McLaurin back looking good. Debo, I can't wait to see what Ben Sinnott can do as well. When you look at the New York Giants defense, the matchup's beautiful. They rank 27th, giving up 20.4 points per game to the quarterback. 741 passing yards and 7 passing touchdowns in the last 4 games. It's almost 2 passing touchdowns a game. Mariota is going to give you that rushing upside in a cold game as well. So if you need and he's on your waiver wire and you lost Daniel Jones or you don't have a quarterback going on, I really like Mariota as a strong, low end, high end QB2, low end QB1 this week, especially with this rushing upside. Jackson Dart of the New York Giants is my QB3 overall in the week, a must-start quarterback. The Washington Commanders rank 18th, giving up 14.6 points to the quarterback, 655 passing yards, 4 TDs. But you got to remember, Amos and Lattimore, their 2 corners, 1 and 2 starting corners, are both done for the year. This is going to be where Jackson Dart can run all over them. And you got to look at the Commanders have also allowed 35 rushing yards during that time, but he's going to run through that. And I love Jackson Dart as a smash start if you guys watch my QB video as well. The 8-5 Philadelphia Eagles with Jalen Hurts are struggling offensively, but there's no better get-right game than the Las Vegas Raiders. And Geno Smith was ruled out. Kenny Pickett's the quarterback. I'm not even thinking about Kenny Pickett in Superflex or in redraft, so I'm not going to put him up there, and I'm not even going to read the Eagles stats. The Raiders, it's done. It's over. They should have benched Geno Smith a long time ago. Now, when you're looking at Jalen Hurts here, and I know you just got that, 5 turnover game, broke the NFL record with a fumble and an interception on the same play. Tough outing, but you're about to get the Raiders, right? The Raiders, they give up 16 points a game to the quarterback, ranking 22nd, 849 passing yards, 7 passing TDs over that span. He's got the tush-push upside. I also have Saquon Barkley at running back 3, so I do think he's going to have a big game here as well, too. But this is your get-right A.J. Brown game. They're going to feast in this game, and you're going to panic to start Jalen Hurts. He's still a low-end QB1 must-start for me this week. Now, this is the scary game for me because the 9-4 Jacksonville Jaguars and Trevor Lawrence are going to be hosting the 3-10 Jets, and we have no idea who's going to be quarterback. Justin Fields, Tyrod Taylor, Brady, Quinn, we don't know. So when it comes to the Jets, and I look at this, I'm not starting Tyrod Taylor. I'm not starting Quinn. If Justin Fields is named the starter, I would say low-end, desperation, super flex start because he does give you the rushing upside. He can always pop a big one for a touchdown, and that's exactly what you want. But the Jacksonville Jaguars have been number 6 versus the quarterback, giving up 10.2 points per game, 779 passing yards, only 1 passing TD, and they've had 3 interceptions over the span. Their defense has been lights out. So, again, desperation at best on the Jets side, especially we don't know if Garrett Wilson's going to be out there either. Now, Trevor Lawrence side, this should be the smash Trevor Lawrence game here, right? And he's been absolutely balling down the stretch. You know, Liam Cohen, the system's clicking. Even without Travis Hunter, they go get Jacoby Myers, and what him and BTJ are doing is starting to look really nice out there with Strange. I get all of that. But this is a game where that game script could just go 28-0 in a heartbeat. Like, look at the Miami Dolphins game last week. It was 21-0 in the first quarter. So I like Trevor Lawrence as a QB2 super flex start. I'm just worried that they just blow him out here and they don't need to pass much in this game because the Jets, we know what they are. So this is one of those scary game script games here for me for Trevor Lawrence. The QB1 20-point per game. Jacoby Brissett and the 3-10 Cardinals are headed in to face the best defense in football in the Houston Texans and CJ Stroud that are 8-5. The over-under is 42.5. And you can see right here the game script is -10 in Houston's favor. Now, MHJ didn't practice today. We don't know if he's going to be out there. Michael Wilson has been absolutely balling. And I still like Michael Wilson as a start if you watch the wide receiver video. I'm just a little lower on Jacoby Brissett because this defense has just shut down Josh Allen, shut down Patrick Mahomes. Do we really think Jacoby Brissett is better than them? I know that it's a pass-heavy Cardinals offense, and they're not going to move the ball much on the ground versus nasty defense. But the Houston Texans only give up 10 points a game to the quarterback at number 7, or 10.9. 808 passing yards, 5 interceptions over the past 4 games, 3 touchdowns allowed. This is a very, very, very tough matchup for Jacoby Brissett here. I mean, they're going to get after him so fast with their defensive ends and the pressure they bring. Low end super flex play at best for Jacoby Brissett this week. CJ Stroud, I love the matchup here, right? So, but I just don't like the game script. It's kind of like the Jacksonville Jaguars game. The Cardinals do give up 18.4 points to the quarterback. That ranks 25th. 931 passing yards. That's bottom 10 as well. 10 passing touchdowns. That's the worst over the past 4-week span. But I just have this Woody Marks 30-touch blowout game, I think, written all over this. And I think the time of possession is going to lead to the Texans just pounding the run on them because their defense is going to give them so many opportunities. So CJ Stroud, I don't like it in redraft, man. I go super flex start only for CJ Stroud as well. Big game. 9-3 Cheesehead. Green Bay Packers are headed into the 11-2 Mile High Stadium. Broncos country. Let's ride. 43.5 over under. Green Bay's favored by 2.5 on the road. Shows you how much they favor that Green Bay defense when the team's 11-2 and they're favored on the road. That's wild to me. And this is going to be one of those games, and I know I've had Jordan Love as a smash back-to-back weeks, and he's hit both weeks. This is super flex territory for both these quarterbacks because these defenses are just nasty, right? And you've got Patrick Surtain back on Christian Watson. Yeah, Jordan Love has all his weapons back, right? He's got Jaden Reed, Romeo Doubs, Matthew Golden back. They don't even use Dontavian Wicks anymore to go along with Christian Watson, but Christian Watson's going to get a lot of Patrick Surtain in this game. And the run game is phenomenal for the Denver D. I mean, the over-under is at 43.5 for 2 teams that have 9+ wins, which shows you right there what they think of the defenses, right? So when you look at the Broncos, yeah, their defense ranks 24th, giving up 18.4, but they've gotten healthy, so they've given up 783 and 5 touchdowns through the air. I don't like Jordan Love in redraft this week. I just don't. He's a super flex start at best. And when I look at Bo Nix, I mean, this is going to be rough. This defense is for real. They rank 10th. They give up 11.7 points a game to the quarterback. 4 interceptions over the past 4 weeks. 4 touchdowns allowed. 730 passing yards. Rough game written all over this. Again, super flex plays at best for both of them. I don't like them in a redraft this week. The game of the week. Start them all, baby. 55.5 over under, the highest implied point total game of the week of the season. The revenge game narrative for both quarterbacks. Matthew Stafford coming from Detroit, Jared Goff coming from LA, Devontae Adams, Puka Nacua, Jameson Williams, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jahmyr Gibbs, Kyron Williams, Blake Corum, David Montgomery. How do you not love everything about this game? You're starting both of them. I have Stafford at QB2. Goff is also inside my top 10 as well. Detroit ranks 31st versus the quarterback, giving up 22.8. The Rams defense has been a little worse over the stretch here. They had some injuries, so they've been banged up. And they give up 13.1. They rank 12th. They were, top 5 to start the whole way through. Doesn't matter. This game, you're starting every single person. I cannot wait to watch this game. The 7-6 Panthers heading into the 3-10 Saints, led by Tyler Shuck, who just rushed in 2 touchdowns last week. They're both going to be super flex plays for me. I mean, the over-under is 40.5. Carolina favored by 2.5. I know that Bryce Young has had 2 big games out of the past 3, especially one against the Rams. On the road here, coming out of a bye, Dave Canales could, have a good game script drawn up. The Saints defense versus the quarterback, though, this is the interesting part. The Saints, they rank 5th. They give up 10 points a game to the quarterback. They've only given up 478 pass yards and 3 passing TDs, and they also have 3 interceptions over that same span. So, yeah, the Ted McMillan connection is growing. Jalen Coker getting out there a little more, looking nice there. We haven't seen a lot from Jatavion Sanders. Chuba Hubbard mixing back in with Dowdle. Panthers have a big offensive line. I think they're going to run more on the Saints than they do pass on the Saints this week. So, Bryce Young, super flex start for me. And it's the same with Tyler Shuck. I know that you got Kellen Moore, you got Chris Olave. The connection, he had one bad game last week. The connection is growing. Jawan Johnson still getting a couple targets here and there. The Panthers defense, though, and they're coming off a bye as well. The Panthers, they rank 4th versus the quarterback. So these are 2 top 5 defenses that the quarterbacks are going up over the past 4 weeks. And the Panthers only give up 9.6 points. So I don't really like either one of these. Again, these are super flex plays at best. I'm not even touching them in a redraft. My San Francisco 9-4 49ers are going to be hosting Cam Ward and the 2-11 Tennessee Titans. Now, I know Cam Ward's looked a little better. He got thrown to the wolves. They fired the head coach. They lost Calvin Ridley. He's still out there grinding. Like, people are not realizing how the development system is happening for Cam Ward, and he's looking better and better. So, super flex play for him. My 49ers defense is beat up. We rank 14th. We used to rank top 5. We give up 13.6, 770 passing yards, 4 TDs. We've had 4 interceptions over that span as well. The pressure is not going to be there. We don't have Bosa. We don't have Michael Williams, our first-round pick. Fred Warner obviously may come back for the playoffs or not. God, this is just brutal. So when it comes to Cam Ward, super flex play at best, gives you a little rushing upside. He's looked better. Brock Purdy is on my smash play this week. The Tennessee Titans have been getting hemorrhage points to the quarterback. God, ranking 29th. 22.2 points, man. Sorry, this pneumonia is not fun, man. It's been a rough week. 29th, giving up 22.2 points per game. They've given up 1,111 passing yards, which is tied for second most over the 4-week span. 8 passing touchdowns, which is tied for second most over the 4-week span. Hopefully, Ricky Pearsall can get a little more involved with the bye here. You give Shanahan an extra week, he's going to draw up just mastermind plays this week. CMC is going to explode. George Kittle has one of the best matchups. Brock Purdy is one of my favorite plays at quarterback this week. Oh my God, can you believe this? The 8-5 Indianapolis Colts and Big Philly Rivers are going to be heading into the 12th man Seattle Seahawks. Phillip Rivers is 44 years old. He has 10 kids. One of his kids is older than Tyler Warren, which is bonkers. He's a grandfather. And they're going to throw this man out there against the Legion of Boom defense at Seattle on the road in the rain. No, thank you at all. Not even thinking about it in Superflex. I don't care what the videos you see that are posted right now for practice. Those are no pressure, not game situation. I'm not starting Phillip Rivers. And if you want to see the Seattle defense and how good they are, they're number 2 versus the quarterback. They allow 9 points per game. That tells you all you need to know. No. Now, Sam Darnold. Remember last week, I got a bunch of comments from you guys saying, why do you think Sam Darnold's going to be a smash play? He's going to do it again. I love Sam Darnold this week versus the Colts. The Colts ranked 19th, but there's other things we got to look at. So they give up 15.2 points per game, 875 passing yards, 2 TDs. But what did they just lose? They just lost Tre'Davious Ward to his 3rd concussion. That's their other stud corner to go along with Sauce Gardner. Jay Season may go for 300 yards this game. Literally. Like, he might have 4 touchdowns at 300 yards. There's no way they're stopping him. Sam Darnold is going to be an absolute start this week. Get him into your lineups. The 5-8, number 9 Minnesota Vikings, led by J.J. McCarthy, are headed into Jerry's World to face Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys. Now, earlier in the video, I told you that J.J. McCarthy will be on my sleeper list. That is exactly where he falls. Do I trust him? No, I do not. I know that he just put up 3 touchdowns to Josh Oliver and T.J. Hawkinson versus the worst defense in the Washington Commanders last week. I know the Cowboys' defense on paper looks terrible. They rank 30th, giving up 22.3, 1,097 passing yards and 7 passing TDs. That's third worst in both categories. But J.J. McCarthy can't find Justin Jefferson. I do like Justin Jefferson this week still. I'm hoping number 9 can. I'm hoping he can do this. The matchup is here. Like, the matchup is beautiful for J.J. McCarthy. I just don't trust the guy. So, yeah, he had a good game last week. I had him as a sleeper last week against the Commanders. I see that. Jordan Addison, T.J. Hawkinson, he has all the weapons. It just hasn't clicked, and I'm not buying that Washington Commanders game. So, yeah, if you want to super flex play him, I'm not mad at it. The opportunity's here. The matchup is here. Again, he's just super, super hard to trust. And Dak Prescott, doesn't matter who this guy is playing against. Minnesota could be the number 1 defense, which they are. They allow 5.43 points to the quarterback over the past 4 weeks, 0 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, 575 yards. I don't care. When you have CeeDee Lamb and he practiced again today, he's got to clear 2 more obstacles, was the update I just read. And he should be good to go with Pickens, Ferguson, Javonte. Even Ryan Flournoy might make a splash in this game as well. I'm not sitting Dak Prescott. Too many weapons, too good. Last but not least, a sneaky game that I actually like with the quarterbacks here. Monday Night Football, 6-7 Dolphins are headed into the 7-6 Pittsburgh Steelers. 42.5 over-under, Pittsburgh favored by 3 in this game. Now, when you look at Miami here, right, and it's been a total flip script for them for defensively, right? And I'm talking about Aaron Rodgers here. Sorry. So Miami at the beginning of the season was getting crushed by the run. They changed that. They trade Jaden Phillips. All of a sudden, they're number 1 versus the run. Now they're stopping the pass. And look at them versus the quarterback right now. They rank 8th, giving up 11.1. So when you read those, it looks like a bad matchup for Aaron Rodgers, but they've also had a very easy schedule doing that over the past span. So 3 touchdowns allowed, 621 passing yards. And when I look at Aaron Rodgers, right, and for Tua on the Steelers side, the Steelers defense is getting hemorrhaging points. They rank 23rd, 17.3, 780 passing yards, 6 passing touchdowns, 4th worst. So both these guys for me in a matchup, and I really don't believe the Miami Dolphins defense is as good as the stats are reading because they've just flipped the script both ways. Like, we'll get beat by the run for the first half, and we'll get beat by the pass for the second half. So I don't think they're a fully all-around good defense. It's just how the game scripts have gone against them and the opponents they've had lately. So I honestly think that Tua and A-Rod could both give you 15-plus points this week. I like them as QB2s. I like this to be actually a good Monday night matchup. And when you look at Tua last week, they were up 21-0 against the Jets before the game even started, and they were up against a 5th-string quarterback. So, I mean, yeah, the game script kind of got away from them. So I expect Darren Waddle to be more involved, Jalen Waddle to be involved, A-Chain to be back out there. I really like both these quarterbacks as QB2 strong plays this week on Monday Night Football to end out the fantasy football playoff week. Thanks for rocking with me, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the content. That's the end of the episode. Every single quarterback you should be starting or sitting. Thanks for dealing with the hacking lungs, the pneumonia. It's been an absolute nightmare for me as well. My next episode is going to be my tight end start sit. That'll be all the start sits. If you want to check out the running back and wide receivers, those are out. And then tomorrow we'll dive into some sleeper plays and possibly some stash playoff plays and look at some schedule rankings for 16, 17 and who to get ahead, because that's the key to fantasy football, is being ahead of your opponent. Now, if you guys haven't already on the way out, make sure you tap that thumbs up, hit that subscription, turn that bell on. Helps me out a ton. I'll be live again tomorrow for the Start Sit Show of the week. And then make sure, any questions, again, fire them away. Let's get it rolling. I'll answer every single one of them. And then if you guys haven't checked out the sponsor and the Discord, once again, both those are pinned in the description and linked at the top comment, guys, if you want to check them out. That's it for me in this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll catch you in the next one. Sleaze Bomb out.